We're back. Good morning, everybody. I'm Stephanie, and this is Lauren. We're two of Festival's dietitians, and today we're talking about one of our Days Fresher produce picks, and today it's mushrooms.
Yes, so mushrooms are really one of my favorite produce items, simply because, number one, they're available all year round because they're grown indoors, which is awesome. The other thing is that they're just really good for you. So they're low in calories, they're really rich in vitamins, minerals, specifically vitamin D, actually. So something a little unique to mushrooms is that they're the only source of vitamin D in the produce section. So how that works is they naturally have vitamin D in them, and then they're able to actually produce their own vitamin D when they're exposed to sunlight, just like humans, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's so unique. And you can really pick your different variety of mushroom, and you can adjust the flavor to whatever type of food you're making.
We have lots of different varieties.
Yeah, so we'll jump right in with those. So we have the white button mushroom, which is what most people are accustomed to seeing or buying because they're on sale most often. They have a very mild flavor, and they can be eaten raw or cooked. So for raw, you can slice them up. You can actually buy them pre-sliced and pre-washed as well. Those go great on salads, but you can also put them on pizzas and cook them and things like that as well.
Love them on pizzas.
Yes. So right in front of them, a mushroom that looks very similar is the Cremini, also called a baby bella. That has a little bit earthier flavor. Those are great if you slice them up, saute them, put them with your favorite steak. That's what you'll typically find paired with a steak if you had a nice dinner. And then, of course, you move on to the larger Portabellas. Those are a very meaty texture, very earthy flavor as well. And those can actually be used as an entree. So in this, where they're sliced up here, they work perfect for apps, but over here you actually have put together, so you can actually put a full portabella in like it's a burger if you have a vegetarian coming over, or you could actually use it as a bun. It's a low-carb way to put it around like a turkey burger or a beef burger or anything like that. Really adds a lot of fun umami flavor that mushrooms give off.
Yes, and it'll boost the nutrition as well, so you really can't go wrong.
And of course, you can pair it with all of the extra sides to add a little bit of color as well.
Oh, yes.
And then finally, we have a unique one here, the oyster mushroom. Now that's something that you'd want to cook, but you wouldn't buy that all the time. They're a little more expensive, but they work great if you're making a fancy pasta dish or even a fancy salad. It's an easy way to impress your guests.
And they're just kind of fun to look
at.
So when you purchase mushrooms in this store, you always buy them in the plastic containers with the wrapping over the top, and that's perfect for storage actually. So you can just put it in your refrigerator for about up to a week, and then when you're ready to use them, you just have to clean them off a little bit using just a dry paper towel, or if it's a little bit dirtier, you want to put a little bit of water in there, that's fine too. For the most part, that really does the job just to get all the dirt off.
Yeah, because if you submerge them in water, they can get a little slippery, and especially if you're trying to save some of them, they spoil a lot quicker.
Yes, and then if you're not ready to use them right away, you can actually freeze them as well. But in order to freeze them, you have to saute them first, or cook them at least. I think sauteing is just really the easiest and the quickest way. Just saute them, slice them up how you normally would, or if you're doing the big portabellas, you just cook them, either grill them or saute them or bake them, and then just freeze them. So just make sure you cook them before you freeze them.
Yeah, and that's something I honestly never knew. So I guess it's a good thing that I've never tried freezing them before.
Yes, so you can either do that, or of course buying canned works as well if you're not ready to use them quite right away.
Sure. So the final thing we have over here are some burgers. So you might wonder, why do we have burgers if we're talking mushrooms? So if you've ever heard of what they call the blend, that's what we're talking with burgers today. So the blend is just utilizing mushrooms. You mix it with ground meat, whatever variety you'd like, and you put it together as a burger patty. The beautiful thing, as you can see here, is it's a great way to, number one, add in nutrition because mushrooms are great for you. Protein's expensive these days.
Yes.
So it also helps to extend the amount of protein that you have for your meals, and it's super simple. So all you have to do is chop up whatever variety of mushroom you'd like to approximately the size of what the ground meat looks like. A lot of times you mentioned using a food processor at home.
Yeah, food processor, or even like the individual blenders work really well too if you have some sort of adapter, but you can certainly use just a knife.
So then you chop it up, you mix it with the meat, you season it the same, you cook it the same, and here's what we have.
And I especially love with turkey burgers, because I'm a big fan of turkey burgers, just because they're a lot leaner. But sometimes people say, oh, it can get kind of dry. But the mushrooms, because they have such a high water content and just good flavor as well, it really helps give it a little bit more moisture and just flavors it up actually a little bit nicer too. So I think it's an awesome option.
Definitely, and I think, so you and I are huge fans of turkey burgers, but you don't always have people, you have some people who really love their beef burgers. So you can do the blend with beef as well. It adds good flavor, but with the turkey burgers, when you really compare the two, the blend version looks more like a regular burger, and you can probably fool a few people along the way as well.
I'm always a big fan of that as well. And what I love about the blend also is that you can use it in things like spaghetti or pasta or tacos. So really anything that you're using some sort of ground meat, it works perfectly. So it's not even just burgers.
Definitely. Very cool ideas.
Yes. So if you'd like any more information about this produce pick or any of our other produce picks, you can visit our blog at blog.festfoods.com.
Back to you guys.